Hey, storytellers, storytelling Ron, and I want to talk about this Just Stop Oil and how they're protesting oil. I want to talk about oil and how important oil is in our civilization, in Western culture, and in the world, and how it has actually benefited all of us. And I want you all to realize that we need to fight back. We are to not be ashamed of oil. Oil is awesome. God created oil for us. I'm telling you, I don't know, he planned it all out or something, but oil is an amazing source of energy for us. And I like renewable too. I do like renewable. I'm fine with renewables, but you cannot have renewables that actually are more dangerous. Batteries are more toxic and dangerous than oil right now until we figure it out, and they're more expensive. Until we figure out how to make batteries better and more efficient. And I think that should be something encouraged, financed. I mean, I don't even mind governments, our government, doing it at universities, contests and challenges to get better batteries. I don't mind that in renewable stuff. What I don't like is that they're trying to shut us all down from using oil, which is completely awesome. And it gives us freedom. It gives us the freedom to drive where we want, to get things cheaply, to go places. And that's what they don't like. I'm going to go here and rant. So, God gives us in the 10 Commandments our individual rights, and oil really does help that. It gives us the individual rights to do things and live our lives and live cheaply and affordably and have things that help us and make our lives comfortable. I think the left just doesn't like that. Tyranny does not like when you have the freedom to drive somewhere, when you have the freedom to have your hair in the wind and go wherever you want with your family. The left hates that. They want death. The Bible says that when they don't want God, they want death. God is life. God created life. He created everything. And when we reject him, he's like, okay, well, the alternative is death. So have at it. Death is everywhere. And I'm going to get to how oil is poisonous and toxic and can kill you, or birds, because there's too much of it constant. But here's the concept of that. Anything can kill you. Water can kill you if there's too much of it. If you have too much air in you, you will die. You'll explode or whatever. If you have too much of the wrong air, if you have too much water, guess what else will kill you? I even did this on my carnivore day, but guess what else will kill you? Or a video. If you have too much time. If you have too much time, it'll kill you. So maybe they should protest time, because no one can have any more time. Because time will kill you. Death is everywhere. It's in everything. And it's trying to kill us because we rejected God. And remember, let's not forget, God promises us eternal life. So they all seem to ignore that part of it. In the Bible, repeatedly, over and over and over and over and over, Jesus says, I am life and I will give you eternal life. Just accept me as your savior, as the one who created everything. Give me credit, for crying out loud. If you want to give him credit and you want to love him because he just wants you to love him because he's actually really awesome, you're missing out, totally missing out. I get high thinking about Jesus. I just get high. And it's a very controlled high. It's not a high where I'm messed up and can't stop when I want. As soon as I come back down and be a boring dude. But man, when I think of Jesus, I get high. Don't get me started. Okay, so let's go with this oil, back to the oil thing. And let me show you, what I know, I guess. Okay, so this is just depressing. I just did this on Twitter, did a oil shirts. Look at they're purposely frustrating people. They're purposely antagonizing them and wanting them to be violent. They want people to get crazy and lose their cool. That is the left loves that. They love doing this to people. They want to put, BLM, and Antifa, they want to take away your rights until you get so frustrated that you react violently. And so the answer is, I don't know, man, I would go violent. That's why I don't go out and of course my health is kind of whacked right now, but I'm working on that. But nutrition wise, I would just get ballistic, so that's why I'm kind of doing YouTube as opposed to going on the streets and doing evangelism there. They're purposely trying to anger people. They're purposely getting in their way. That's called tyranny. When you take away other people's rights to pursue happiness, freedom, and look, I want you to know everything they're doing here has oil. The little microphone, That speakerphone requires oil. All this polyester and plastics right here, that's all oil. Everything they have here is oil. Making these masks, they've got oil, petroleum. The glasses, those glasses have oil in them. These people are using oil, and yet they're coming to you to tell you to stop using oil. Oil right there, those glasses. That's all oil. These people use oil. Look, that's hilarious. But that whatever that plastic jug is, that's made out of oil. They don't care. They're reprobate. They're illogical. And I'm gonna continue on with how pathetic these people are. So you need to fight. You need not only need to tell them you don't agree with them at all. You know, I kind of, for some reason, I've been watching Piers Morgan on my YouTube feeds, and I know he's a liberal, he's a Democrat, but he's sort of to drift like Bill Maher back, to some sense. And he says he agrees with their view, but not with their methods. Well, wrong. Okay, wrong. Their views are completely wrong about oil. Okay, let's go to oil now. I decided, what's the 10 worst oil spills in the world? 10 worst oil spills in the world. These places must all be completely destroyed, wiped out. We're losing the earth, right? There must be these huge county-size areas where no one can live. It's toxic. It's destroyed. It is apocalyptic, because there's been 10 of the worst, but there's probably been hundreds of oil spills. But here are 10, and I went to the worst one, the Gulf War oil spill. Okay, this happened 1.3 million to 1.5 million tons. Okay, tons. Tons of oil. That's a lot of oil. The worst oil spill in history. The Gulf War oil spilled an estimated 8 million barrels of oil into the Persian Gulf. Remember, Iraqi forces opened valves of oil wells and pipelines as they retreated from Kuwait in 1991. The oil slick reached a maximum size of 100 miles by 42 miles and was 5 inches thick. Okay, that's massive. Massive. That was in 1991, so that was only, 30 years ago? So the environmental impact. Okay, let's see. The environmental impact. Okay. Following the spill, researchers has serious concerns about the whatever. Okay, I wish I could highlight this, but there's hilarity to ensue. So they did their thing. I read this, but I can't remember where it all is. Okay, here we go. The study, sponsored by UNESCO, all of those countries and the United States, found the spill did little long-term damage to the environment, with about half of the oil evaporating. 1 million U.S. barrels getting recovered. So they recovered some of it, but it was so expensive and pathetic, and it's in the middle, Persian Gulf. Oil was removed by evaporation. Okay, then of course you got a couple of women coming in, white liberal women, I'm sure. I don't know who. I don't want to care to look, but they found, we found some bad areas still. We found a couple of bad areas. Okay, there's some good areas, but we found some bad areas. So they went and looked around for some of the bad areas, but so they found a couple of mud flats that were bad, or salt marshes. But they had to focus on certain areas, but relatively unaffected by the oil spill. Wow, people. Some found marine turtles are relatively unaffected. Oh, they couldn't find anything. Some of the birds got coated with oil. Oh my gosh. They found lower hatching rates. Maybe were they testing the hatching rates before in that area? I don't know. Relatively unaffected by the spill. This is how stupid these people are. Oil. Where does oil come from? It comes from nature. It comes from nature. It's part of nature. Oil is part of nature. Freaking idiots. Oil is part of nature. Oil is part of nature. I don't know how else to get across to these idiots. These self-suiciding idiots. They want to commit suicide. They want death. They want to take away your freedom. The La Brea tar pits, which is not far from me, and I even went and did a creation tour with kids on the homeschool day. So that was neat. That place is pathetic. Their evolutionary push. So La Brea tar pits is a naturally occurring oil product. And And guess what? The petroleum evaporates from the asphalt, leaving a more solid substance. You know, and then there's yeah. So some animals are going to die. They get stuck in it and they die. But the oil naturally dissipates, like anything else in nature. You know, any element of nature can kill animals. Like water can kill animals, temperature can kill animals, the wrong wind at the wrong time can kill animals, a little drought will kill animals. Anything, any sort of extreme condition will kill animals, including us. The forest will kill us. If you walk out into the forest, you freaking love nature lovers, you will die. I'm just saying right now, you know, like if you prepare for it, fine. But if you just try to go out there right now without preparing or anything, you'll die. The forest will kill you. They're pathetic. They're pathetic. Oil is a naturally occurring thing. It naturally dissipates, you know, after a while. It'll kill some animals. So freaking what? Windmills kill more birds than oil spills. I mean, I don't know the real number, but windmills are constantly killing animals right now. Birds. Constantly. They don't want to talk about that. So oil is a naturally occurring thing. And by the way, it's under pressure because of sedimentary layers. And that was created by the global flood. Okay. That's where it came from. It did not come from millions of years of slow. I don't know where they think 1 million years you're going to have all limestone for 100 feet. I don't know where that comes from. And then the next one is a thin layer of sandstone. And the next one is 20 feet of gray stone, whatever those shell or whatever. Where do they think 100,000 years do you see shell stone just layering and then it's covering a bunch of animals up? When an animal dies in nature right now, it gets consumed. Biodegrades, get eaten up, it gets shredded. Every animal does that, and plants too. The only way you can get oil is if all of these creatures were suddenly imprisoned, encased in some sort of layer, sedimentary layer, quickly encased and concentrated, and then put under heat and pressure. Because once those flood receded, then you have all these layers, and they basically burn that to make crude oil. That's how millions and millions and, you know, whatever, untold tons or whatever of oil is everywhere under those layers globally. Deep time evolution can't do that, because when you can't do sedimentary layers, because they seem to ignore something called erosion, but then they'll make up some sort of myth upon that. But think about it. Only a global flood can make all these sedimentary layers. They're all in the same pattern. Okay, there's not a sedimentary layer here that then breaks up, and then another sedimentary layers around the breakup. They're all the same sedimentary layers, whether they're pushed up and curved because they had to have been wet for that to occur, or whether whatever, they're just there. Or, you know, sometimes we'll see breakage, but the breakage will be like in a cliff. They'll have the same layers in both those breakages. It's not like different, there's not a breakage, and then a million years later, a new sedimentary layer occurs around the cliff. There's not that. They're all the same layers, and that breakage happens, or the curve, and they're all the same. You can tell they were all the same. They all happen at the same time. And within those layers, crushed and heated and cooked, is oil. Naturally occurring oil. And that is under pressure, which means it's like a balloon, it's young. It's thousands of years old, not tens of thousands, not hundreds of thousands. If it's under pressure, it means it still has, like a balloon, still has that pressure, so it's recently made. Remember, a balloon is under pressure, but it slowly seeps out and becomes softer and softer. That's not what we find with oil. Oil is under pressure, and it's seeping. And you know what? In LA, if they didn't drill that oil, we would have a ton of these tar pits everywhere, and they'd be killing all the animals. So it's more dangerous to leave oil as is. And oil seeps everywhere around the world. It seeps naturally in the oceans, in you know, obviously when it seeps, we go get it and drill it and get it up ourselves. It's seeping out of the pressure under those layers because they had been quickly buried in the global flood, and they've been cooked. That's why they're all black and dirty. But we can make our own oil too, from vegetables, from you know, which is the easiest way, corn oil. That can be turned into a gasoline. I mean, gasoline is just refined oil, cleaned up so that it burns clean. Oil is a naturally occurring thing, and these pathetic people are protesting a naturally occurring thing that gives us freedom and affordability in a life where we can have our own individual rights to pursue happiness. They can't. That's what they can't stand. That's what they want to stop. They say renewable energy. They know that doesn't work. They know it doesn't work. They know it, and it requires so much technology that's not ready yet. They just don't want us to have oil because oil has just been giving us freedom and progress. They don't like that. What is oil used for? Oh my gosh. There was one time where they had a bunch of people protest an oil rig in the ocean, and they all came out with kayaks. They all came out with kayaks to protest oil. That's how pathetic they are. Pathetic. Oil is in everything. Oil is such a wonderful product or material to use. I mean, I'm into the hospital, the ER, man, and they are constantly ripping open plastic this and plastic tubings and needles with plastic things on them. They even got soft needles now. And then all the medicines are in plastic and petroleums. Oil is a natural occurring product that we need. Now, the problem too with these environmentalists is that they freaking want us to recycle. And that has become more of a pollutant than the actual oil products because they're just throwing it out now. They're not even landfilling it. Landfilling is the perfect way to return plastics to the earth. And they're protesting that. And instead making it recyclable, which turns it into junk that's floating in the ocean now in Asia. Asia takes all the stupid plastic. They don't know what to do with it because recycling is too expensive. It's much cheaper just to get it out of the earth and make it clean oil or get a clean, pure oil than all this crappy plastic. The plastic needs to be put back into the landfill and do what it did before. Crushing pressure breaks it down into its basic components, so and melts it away, becomes safe again. Because when you have too much concentration of something, it becomes toxic. But if you put it under this heat and pressure, it starts to melt again. That's what they need to do with plastic. Just put it back in the earth. Let the earth cook it up again, and maybe in a couple hundred years we'll have a new set of oil, under each little landfill. I don't know, but oil is everywhere, and we use it for everything. And these people are pathetic. So you need to fight them on that level, on the base level that oil is natural. You're using oil. You're a liar. Get that. I don't know how to respond to their pathetic imprisoning us on the streets. They're imprisoning us. They're imprisoning us. They're holding us against our will. And for the government to allow that to happen means that they're not protecting us and giving us the freedom to live our lives. The government is not protecting us and giving us freedom if they let those protesters do that. And that means that government needs to be changed. So you need to only vote for people that will start rebuking and arresting these type of protesters that are taking away our rights. I'm just going to include those pedophiles, and you start arresting them. Anyone that advocates for mature, attracted persons, the MAPS, or whatever they're called. I don't know what the heck they're called. Anyway, so Just Stop Oil. Who are they? I just want to know who they're funding. Who's funding them? And of course, they said, we're all through donations. Oh, by the way, we got some from Climate Emergency Fund, and the Getty family member. Gee, a billionaire. Okay, so here in California, of course. So Climate Emergency Fund. Oh, it's run by a Kennedy and a Getty. What do you know? Kennedy is running it. So this Stop Oil is being run by. I apologize. I'm really pathetic. People here in L.A. She's not in L.A., but Getty is. An oil industrialist family. She's obviously being brainwashed by the left and controlled, or she is the left and is the controlling. And Rory Kennedy, I don't know who this person is, but she's a Kennedy. I just wanted to see who she was, and of course she does all this left-wing Democrat, pro-abortion, pro-gay, LGBTQ, so that makes sense. And then of course she has this home in Malibu. This is not her home. This is her vacation home in Malibu. She's got a pool here. She funds Stop the Oil. Okay, so she has this pool. This is in 2013. I don't know if she still has it or not. But this is made by oil. Her purse is made with oil. It's all synthetic materials. So in order to run a pool like this in a hot tub, you need plastics. You need motors, filtration, temperature thing. You need a pool guy with the plastic tools. All this oil is being used in this home for her luxuriant life of living here. And she has another, I don't know how many homes she has, But that's who's running this oil thing. That's who's running the with whatever money they're getting to ruin our lives, destroy us, take away our freedoms. They want to take away all of our freedoms and joys in life. They want to sit there and be idiots. This is wonderful. I'll just keep running that because it's wonderful. They want to do that. That's what they want to do. They want to take away our freedoms by taking away our oil, our own independent lives. And oil is good. Oil is a good thing. You need to get that mindset that oil is what helps us in all aspects of our life. And oil, remember, oil comes, vegetable oils are oil. That's actually what oil is. It's just in the ground and dirty, but that's exactly what it is. It's pressurized, squeezed out, and then the oil in the ground has been cooked. The more you cook the oil, it becomes more for usage as energy, burning energy. The more raw it is you can use it to eat it. You can consume it and use it in your foods. Oil is a part of our life, man. It's integral. So for these people to stop the oil let's stop life. Let's stop life. We don't want life. That's what they're saying. So my imaginary suggestion is that you grab, I don't know if this is legal or not, probably not, but what they're doing is not legal. I don't want to, I like coming home at night, so I don't know what the right thing to do is to stop these people if the government is not going to do it, enforce the laws and give us our freedom. But I would just wonder if you could grab up all their plastics and oils that they have, their phones, their glasses, their backpacks, their those orange vests, grab all that up, take it away from them because it's oil, and you agree with them. They should not have oil. And I don't know. I guess you can't steal it. That'd be called stealing. I guess they could sue you for that because they got lawyers too. So I don't know what to do. I don't know how to. Please put in the comments. What are some good ideas to mess these people up? What are some things that we need to do to really mess them up? I mean, do we have maybe a fart spray? I don't know what. They obviously have thought this through. They've got their lawyers. They got the cameras everywhere, right? They got camera people there to document it. So if anyone does anything, they can film them and arrest them because that's what they want to do. They want to come after us and take away. They want to get us frustrated. They want to hurt us. They want us imprisoned. They want us to lose our cool. They want tyranny. Anyway, in this game of life, Jesus, come please. Roll holy dice. All right. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching.